ADHD and sex. I have a good friend of mine. Her name is Dr. Stephanie. She is a sexologist with evolveyourintimacy.com. Bounced some stuff off of her. I've done a lot of research on this because this is something that a lot of people do not talk about when it comes to ADHD, sex, and our relationships. When it comes to sex with our partner, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be enjoyable. It's your partner. You're in love. You're married. It's your spouse. It's supposed to be wonderful every time, right? Well, not if you have ADHD, and here is why. If you're new to the channel, hit the like and subscribe button. We with ADHD get bored. And that is one of the things. At 40% of the people out there, and I actually think the statistic's higher. I think people lied on this, actually. I think it's a lot higher than this. But 40% of the people out there surveyed that had ADHD have reported being bored having sex with their partner, with their spouse, with their wife. And it's embarrassing. It's hard to talk about. How do you look at your wife who you love and you're in love with and tell them that, hey, I find sex with you boring. It's not as stimulating anymore. And how do you make them and get them to understand that? It's very difficult to do. Well, it first starts off as this. ADHD and sex is initially having sex with your partner in the very beginning. It's new, it is impulsive, it is stimulating, it produces dopamine, it's exciting, it's not routine, it's not a task. Well, eventually, the more and more that you start to have sex with your partner, it starts to change its place in your brain and how your brain categorizes it. It no longer categorizes it as this spontaneous, fun activity, producing dopamine, you're all in, trying different things, it becomes a routine. Now, all of a sudden, your brain looks at having sex with your partner the same as it does any other task out there. So your brain, literally, in this relationship now, looks at having sex with your partner as the same as going and making a sandwich, as emptying out the trash. This is how it looks in your brain to you of what sex with your partner is like, and your brain cannot differentiate these. So it does become a boring act. And it's hard to talk to your partner about this, to explain to your partner, because you don't want to hurt them, you love them. And there are a lot of different copings around this to get the activity to have fun again. But essentially, you have to be able to admit to yourself and acknowledge the fact that you are getting bored. It gets to the point that it's very distracting for you to have sex with your partner. A fan can be more interesting to you than the sex can. You'll be thinking about different things. You'll be thinking about if you have laundry going, your brain goes to different things because all this is a task trying to get to the end. And with men, this causes a lot of ED. Even with women, it causes ED. So it ruins the desire and the want to have sex. There's no longer really that urge because now it's just a task that we have to do, and nobody likes to do chores, especially us with ADHD. It can lead to erectile dysfunction of getting hard or staying hard, or even just getting to the point that you orgasm can be very difficult because your brain is not engaged. And a lot of times with people, they have to run like scenarios through their head. You almost can't be there mentally. You have to find something mentally stimulating in your head to get you even more in the mood. Now, how you can overcome a lot of this is through foreplay, for example. The more that you and your partner are intimate before the act, the easier it is to get into the act of it. So it is something that is easily to overcome. Also, there's different things that you can do to mix it up and role play and have fun that different way, but it's something that you need to address, especially if you are starting to struggle with it, because it is also a reason that is not valid and it is not correct. But people will cheat on their partners because they'll be like, oh, well, I'm a sex addict, or I need more sex, or my sex life at home isn't great. No, it's just not stimulating, and that's okay. It's our brain. But there's ways around this where we can do this and not destroy our relationship. And that's where it's important to get into therapy, get with a therapist, and talk to your therapist about this so that you can understand it, understand how to talk to your partner about this. Because if it is something that you do struggle with, I think it's very important that you talk to your partner about it, you get your partner on the same page as you, and they understand it also, and so they don't take it upon themselves that it's them. Because it's not them. Like, we love our partners, we love, our lives and all this. It's our brain. And unfortunately, we don't always have full control over our brain. I will say this, taking your medication can help a lot. That alone does it create hypersexuality, but it does create your focus in one place where you're not easily distracted, because that's the biggest challenge, is being easily distracted. And again, I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this. I know a lot of people have been able to relate to this on TikTok with me. When I started sharing this, hit the like and follow button, comment down below. Because the more I think that we share about this, the easier it is for partners and stuff to actually have these talks and have these conversations, or for us to have these conversations with our doctor, so that this is something that doesn't really affect our relationship. It doesn't affect our bedroom life. And we keep it all fun. We keep it all stimulating. We keep it all engaging. And I will say this, the healthiest thing amongst all this that can happen is you and your partner end up communicating and conversating more. I even tagged Dr. Stephanie, Evolve Your Intimacy, down below. You can check out her website. She is actually a sex therapist. And again, it's finding the tools out there to help you through this, to keep it important, because let's face it, sex and your relationship are extremely important. They play hand in hand. And to have a healthy sex life is one of those many factors that keeps your relationship very healthy. And that's what really matters. And I enjoy sharing about this. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I just share from my experiences. I share from what I've been through, because I know that the more that we share our testimonies, the more that we share our stories, the more that it helps others out there struggling, even with some of these topics that we don't really want to talk about, or we're not sure how to talk about.